For theorem number 1, circle theorem number 1, it says that the angle at the center is twice or 2 times the angle on the circumference. And it must be sharing the same chord or arc. So we see we are given ABC. Notice it starts with A, end with C. And we need to find AOC. It starts with A, ends with C. That's an indication that they're sharing the same chord or the same arc. You may be saying, where is the chord? It's kind of invisible. The chord is right there. In most exam questions, they don't give you the chord. You just have to visualize the chord going across. So what helps is if you look at the first letter and the last letter to indicate where the two ends are. The letter in the middle is what represents the angle. So we are given ABC, A to B to C, and that's 30. And we need to find AOC. But the theorem says the angle at the center is 2 times this. So how do we find that? It would be 30 degrees times 2, and that's equal to 60 degrees. So the answer here would be 60 degrees. And if you notice, it is wider at the center. The angle at the center is 2 times the angle on the circumference. Now, in some books, it says subtended by the chord. What do I mean by that? It means to subtend an angle is to form an angle at the point. So you form an angle at the point, and that's where the angle is. So we are not talking about this angle, this reflex angle, which is also at the center of the circle. So what I always say is, so as not to mix it up, always ensure that if this angle is sloping downward, make sure this is also sloping downward. So it means that this angle is corresponding with this angle, not the reflex angle. Okay? So angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. Now, here, we are given the angle at the center, and we need to find the angle on the circumference. So again, you notice, starts with P, ends with R. Starts with P, ends with R. So it means that here is the chord or the arc that both share. So using the theorem, angle at the center is 2 times this. And if this is a bigger one, then this is a smaller one. We would not multiply, because when we multiply, it would increase. So if this is a smaller angle, we do the opposite. We divide by 2. So we'll say 100 divided by 2, and that gives us 50 degrees. So the answer is 50 degrees.